let me let you know something. Okay? Let me let you know something. We knew that there was a possibility that Judge Chitty would do this. I talked about it in my other things. We're not shocked. We're not moved. We're not broken. Because you know what? There is no way that an appeals court listens to all the constitutional things that happen and they don't overturn it. So we are very confident. We knew that an outside judge who's a conservative that has the history that he does had a possibility of denying it. We knew that. We're not moved up from that. We knew that. But this was the last attempt before appeals court to get all of the dirty backdoor stuff on the record. And I feel like Russell did an amazing job at doing that. And I am confident, okay? This is me on the record, and we'll revisit this at the time that it happens. Yesterday, I said, the way that he's talking, the way that he's ruling things, I don't think that he's going to grant it. But I am very confident, okay? And screen record it, put it on a sticky note. I am more than confident that when this goes to the appeal court, that it will be overturned, okay? There's no way that an actual appellate appeals court looks at the record, looks at all the violations, and does not grant it. So we're not moved that he denied it. We knew that. We are confident, I'm confident, that when it goes into the appeals court, that it will be overturned. Okay? So it's fine. It's fine. Hold on, let me change out the battery. Let me change out the camera battery. It just died on me. Let me change out the battery. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. The light went out. So, oh, wait. Okay. I'm swapping out the batteries real quick. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me put the other batteries back on the charger. Okay. Let me see if Dominique wants to say anything. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Give me a second, y'all. Where'd he go? I don't know. All right, let me go back to y'all. Sorry. Here I come. My bad. All right. And I am back. All right, back like I never left. All right. So, let me see. All right. So anyways, let's finish telling you guys all of the violations, but we are not moved by this. Do not be sad, guys. Do not be sad. It's okay. It is fine, guys, because all of the stuff that we found out, baby, there's no way that a appeals court will not overturn it. Okay, there's no way. All right. So anyway, so where was I at? So let's pick up where I was. All right. So it says, all right. So they
Builder Surplus has tile at 69 cents and luxury.
The heck? That was so random. All right. So if you're just coming in, make sure to hit the like button as you come in. and hit the subscribe button if you want to. Somebody said judges rarely go against their peers. Yeah, somebody said they denied it. Clowns. The only clown is going to be you when it goes to the appeals court and it actually gets overturned. You're going to be the clown. The Metcalfs are going to be the clowns. And Jeff Metcalf, like, by the time that it goes to the appeals court, we're going to hope that no other Black people experience the wrath of Hunter, the thug that's still left on the street. Okay, that's the only clowns is over there. Okay, so hopefully that the thug, his father, who's threatening people, and the thug Hunter, hopefully by the time that this does get overturned, he's not booked for a prison sentence because all of the propensity of violence that he has. But we're not moved by this. Okay, we knew that this was possible. But let's continue. So after Russell Wilson gave his opening statement for the motion for new trial, then Bill Werski gave his, let's see. Oh, hold on. 1 second, y'all. Okay. Okay. All right, so this is the next step, guys. So after they put in a motion for new trial, then it goes to the Fifth Court of Appeals. All right. So the Fifth Court of Appeals, hold on 1 second. All right. Yes, we already covered that, guys. Thank you for letting me know. We already covered the denial. Rewind. Let me show you guys. It goes to the Fifth Court of Appeals. Hold on, let me pull it up. Child, where does Jason Dallas work, child? I be wondering, like, where do some of these people work at? Like, are these people into law enforcement schools? Like, where do some of these people work? Like, you wonder, child, you wonder. So anyways, this is what's next for Karmelo Anthony. Thank you so much for the super chat. Somebody said, God bless you, girl. Keep up the great work. Lifting up Karmelo in prayers. May the Lord pour his precious blood over our boy and protect him. Another person sent in a $10 super chat and says, great work, Neek. Boots on the ground. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. $1.99 super chat. Someone says, thank you. Another person sends in $5 and says, sorry, I don't have Cash App. Mary Beth sends in $19.99 super chart with purple hearts. Thank you. California 99 sends $1.99 super chat. Thank you. Sassy sends in a super chat and says, keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Cynthia sends in a super chat and she says, thank you for covering this trial. Free Karmelo. Thank you so much. Another person says, they denied it, sis. I appreciate you for keeping us updated. Another person sends in a $10 super chat and says, Neek, please look at this again. It's saying that his decision will actually be on Monday, the 24th. No, he has ruled. He has ruled. Yesterday, I was in court, and he had until today. He didn't. It wasn't till Monday. People were reporting that it was till Monday, but he had until today. So that's the actual ruling. It actually came in. All right. So this is where his case goes next. So as you can see right here, it says the case will now go to the Fifth Court of Appeals. And it says the Court of Appeals for the Fifth District of Texas at Dallas was formally opened on September 4th, 1893. There was a Chief Justice and two Associate Justices until 1978, when three additional justices were authorized. So this is where it goes. And let me look up something really quickly for y'all. Hold on one second. This is breaking. Let's see. 1 second, y'all. All right, I'm going to show you guys the differences, because this isn't the Federal Court of Appeals. This is the Fifth Court of Appeals, where it goes next. So let me bring up, I just not chat GPT, but I just Googled the difference so that you guys can see what is up next. Okay. Who needs to be blocked? Hold on. We will do it. Hold on. Y'all saying folks need to be blocked. How do you get moderators on Facebook? I'm streaming on Facebook right now also. How do we get moderators on Facebook? Hold on. Y'all telling me somebody need to be blocked? Hold on. Who? Name them. Who is it? Did I block him? Was that him? Hopefully I blocked him, y'all. Okay, hopefully I blocked him. Hopefully I blocked him. All right, so let me show y'all. He's going to the Fifth Court of Appeals. Let me show y'all. I just asked AI real quick the difference. All right, so what is the difference between a regular Federal Court of Appeals and the Fifth Court of Appeals? So it said the core difference between the Fifth Court of Appeals of Texas and the United States Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit comes down to jurisdiction. One is a Texas state court handling local matters, while the other is federal court handling. So jurisdiction and scope. All right. And then so the second thing is the types of law applied. Hold on. Let me pull that up. All right, so this is what that says. Hold on 1 second. All right, are you guys looking at that? Okay, so Okay, so right here, this is what's going to happen next, guys. Let me show you. All right, so here is the benefit of the next stage. So Russell Wilson was really, really good at preserving the record and showing all of these constitutional violations for Carmelo Anthony. So, number one, it says the Texas Fifth Court of Appeals will formally review the record to determine if procedural or legal errors occurred during the trial that unfairly prejudiced the jury against him. The issues was his defense can formally present arguments regarding contested issues, such as the alleged violation of the gentleman's agreement, regarding evidence complaints about how the trial judge handled closed-door conferences or claims regarding constraints placed on his testimony. Number two, they will have the opportunity to overturn or modify the conviction. If the state appellate court finds that a significant reversal error occurred, it has the power to reverse the conviction, order a completely new trial, or modify the judgment. The alternative, without a direct appeal through the state system, a state conviction and 35-year sentence would become permanent with no higher court review. It says exhausting state remedies, the gateway to federal court later. So it goes to the Fifth Circuit and then it can go to federal later. So it says while his case cannot go to the federal Fifth Circuit right now, pursuing his case through the Texas State Appellate Court and potentially up to the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals is a strict legal requirement. So because this has a strict legal requirement, it says under federal law, a defendant convicted in the state court must exhaust all state remedies before they can ever take the case into a federal court system via federal habeas corpus petition. If federal constitutional violations occurred, such as the 14th Amendment due process violations, his attorneys must first flesh out those and lose at the highest state level before a federal court, and eventually the U.S. Fifth Court Circuit, and they can even go to the Supreme Court. So the Fifth Court of Appeals is the natural next step. Now, again, the way that the judge was acting, I wasn't confident that he was going to grant it, but I'm more than confident that when it goes to the appeals process, that it will be granted. So there's no way that the actual appeals court, who their job is to determine procedural error, their job is to determine constitutional violations, there's no doubt in my mind that it will be overturned, modified, or reversed completely. Okay, so I believe that that's what's going to happen next. You can quote me on that, period. We're not upset. We're just going to continue to document all of the corruption surrounding this case. Okay, this was clear corruption through and through, in my opinion. Bill Werski is a corrupt sleazeball, in my opinion. Okay, I'm not saying that for a fact, even though he has allegations of doing stuff with women, and there was court records and stuff about that. Not saying that he is corrupt, but he looks to be corrupt, in my opinion. Based on how he operated everything in this trial. Also, sorry, let me fix the other light. Also, Bill Werski is a freaking bully. Like, you can tell all he does is bully people, okay? Like, the way that he was operating at that courthouse, you could tell that he's just used to bullying people and throwing his weight around. The way that he was handling the people who were testifying, I said, this ain't nothing more than a sleazeball that probably you ain't no telling how many black men were railroaded under him and Toby Crook. Okay, now Toby Shook used to be a prosecutor, and he was one of the ones to be Karmelo's co-counsel. But Toby Shook, who was Karmelo Anthony's co-counsel, and Bill Worski, they used to be partners and they're best friends. Okay, they're the bestest of friends that you can ever have. It is my opinion that from how Karmelo Anthony was railroaded, again, I'm not saying this for a fact, but I believe that if you look into their judicial record of other cases, I'm sure you will see corruption. Corruption is riddled all throughout this case. It's sad and unfortunate. And I am very confident that when this goes to the appeals court, that it will be overturned, like reversed or greatly modified. That is my belief. So anyways, I started out by telling you guys that the motion for new trial all the way up until we got to Bill Worski's opening statement. So I went over how Russell did his opening statements, and then I went over, now it's time to go over the opening statements for Bill Worski. So let's continue the coverage in this. If you guys want me to pause for any reason, y'all want to vent about this, let me know. But we're going to continue putting more of the corruption on the record. Like, I'm going to continue to let you guys know all of the corrupt things that happened to Karmelo Anthony, all of the backdoor shady stuff, how a black man was threatened with jail and contempt. Oh, here's Gerald calling. Hello? Oh, I'm on live right now. I'm putting you on speaker. So yesterday, when we were at court, when you asked me what did I think was going to happen with the motion for denial, what did I say?
That it was going to be denied.
And
because the judge was already like showing how he was going to rule. That was another thing you said. So I mean,
and I wrote a note on your notepad, and I said,
yeah.
What I say?
He's showing us how he's going to rule. He's showing us how he's going to rule.
Yep. So I just wanted to tell them live. So it just came in that the judge denied it. Yeah. So I was like, oof, let me call Gerald so that they could see that I said it yesterday, that this is what I thought.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Karmelo still goes to regular appeal. So, I mean, these were just options that he had at the lower court, level, but it's, so it still goes to appeal. And I feel like, Attorney Russell Wilson did his thing. He really made a very clear record that this case was rigged and it was unconstitutional, in my opinion. So, yeah.
All right.
But, all right, sis.
All right. I just wanted to capture that live because it's so sad. Like, he was showing us yesterday, like the way that he would rule, the way that he would ask questions. I was like, he gonna deny it.
And then another thing that I noticed too is like when Bill Worski was like testifying, he would look at the judge and smirk, laugh, like.
And the judge would be like nodding his head, like.
Yes, he would. Yep, and he would smirk as well. Yep, and he was like more against the defense than he. I mean, I felt like they made good arguments about the leading, about the testifying. I mean. I think their relationship from that last case that they did with the DAs and stuff, I feel like this friendship stuff is too much. It's a lot of backdoor stuff, if you ask me, based off the stuff that they were testifying, the stuff that they were saying, and the things we were learning about, what judge was presiding. He said that Judge Shitty was presiding over a case. It's just too much relationship, everybody know everybody too much for me. Yeah, so. Yeah, But I'm praying for Karmelo. I hope that his appeal goes good, because at that level, judges actually construe the law as it is written and not as, interpreted, to believe what they think it might mean. No, they're going to construe it, to how it was written and apply it. So that's the good thing. Yeah.
Yep. Well, all right. Thank you so much. All right.
Have a good life.
All right. Later. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. So yeah, but I felt like it was going to get denied. Now, yesterday too, when we were in the courtroom, I was sitting next to, there was this lawyer that was in there also, and he sat next to me and we were talking and stuff. And I was like, telling him, I was like, well, I don't know. I don't, I'm not getting a good feeling from this judge, like, I'm just like, not. And then he was saying that, it's a low bar for the motion for new trial, but there's a higher chance in the appeals case. And I believe that he said, so this is why Russell Wilson is so meticulous on getting everything in the order, because he can perfect all of the things that Mike Howard failed to do and failed to put on the record. This was Russell's attempt to put everything on the record. So then now when it goes to the appeals court, that everything is on the record, everything is documented, all of the constitutional, all of the corrupt, all of the backdoor stuff is on the record properly, and that the appeals court will be able to make an accurate decision. So again, I'm not moved by all of the people in the chat. This is no shocker to me, at least. Okay. That's why I wanted y'all to hear from Gerald. Like, from yesterday, we already kind of felt like this could be possible, so we're not shocked. But let me see y'all laughing and pussy popping when it gets to that appeals court, and when Russell Wilson start holding the proper people accountable for their corruption, because he came to clean house, baby. Oh, baby, Russell, he done came to clean house. Okay, so that's okay. He gonna make a full sweep later. Be patient. Screenshot they comments too, because we gonna screenshot and we gonna be talking later, and we gonna see in the end. Okay, period. So let's continue to go through the record. And Hunter, who's still on the street, he's a thug. Okay, he done choked out his mama. He done beat up all these women. He done got all of this graffiti talking about killing black people and jumping people. Y'all laughing now, but let's hope that thug can stay out of jail, because while you guys are making all of these laughing emojis about Karmelo, you better hope that thug calf don't be in his prison blues, because the propensity of violence that he has, he's headed there soon. Okay, so if Miss Megan and Jeff don't get a handle on that little delinquent in that little menace to society that's still breathing, he gonna be in his prison blues too. Okay, very soon, because he's a thug, and thugs don't change overnight. He's been a thug since he was a kid. He's been abusing and assaulting black people since he was a kid. He's been arrested since a juvenile. He is the definition of ... Okay, I'm not even gonna say what, but he's the literal definition of what y'all try to describe Karmelo as. And those behaviors don't go away overnight. So while you guys are laughing and celebrating, let's hope that thug calf that's still on the street don't be in his prison blues, because He's a menace to society, and so is his damn daddy. And the apple didn't fall far from the tree. And Austin Metcalf fucked around, and he found out that the same way that he be bullying everybody else, that he wasn't going to be able to do it that day with Karmelo. Okay? So now, with that being said, let's get back to the live video. Okay, let's get back to the live video. Do y'all still hear me clearly? Hopefully, y'all still hear me and everything. Because baby, celebrate. That's fine. Okay, celebrate. It ain't gonna be long. It is not gonna be long. Hunter Thug Calf. Child, that thug, he hate black people so bad, baby. Child, anyways, you better hope that he don't be next in his prison blues, okay? In prison, okay? Because people with that level of hate, that much violence, you know? Child. Somebody said, I love how they say they don't like you, but they still watching your live. Let them watch. Let them watch. They think that, also too, while they celebrate, they better hope that Sippy Cup don't be in his prison blues too, because he's also sound like he on his way to have on his little prison jumpsuit with all the little threats that he be making. So we're not worried. Okay, we're not worried. And RIP to Austin Metcalf. RIP to him. Condolences to his mother for that situation. But anyways, so they hate us so bad. It's so funny. Somebody said the trolls, you're laughing and celebrating, the Metcalf still come. Right. Child. Ooh, child. Ooh, somebody said rest in. Y'all crazy. All right, so what's next? Do y'all want me to continue to go through everything, or do y'all want me to go through Austin's thug behavior? Because we could take a break and go through Austin's thuggery and all of his assaults. We could continue to go through the motion, or we can go through Austin's thug behavior, his rap sheet. Okay, let me know which way we going. Which way we going? We talked about his rap sheet in the last live, so let's just continue with this motion. Okay, let's continue. Somebody said Austin's thug behavior. Open up the phone lines, take a break. Okay, all right. Let me see. I think I don't know if the audio, if I'll be able to hear y'all, but let me post it up. Let's take a break. Let's take some calls. I'm only gonna pull up, because there's so many trolls, I'm only gonna pull up the people that is on camera. That's the rule. Okay, you have to be on camera. Even if you are a Thug Calf supporter. Okay, come up. Like, y'all what? Come. Like, it don't matter to me, baby. Come up. That's the link. You got to be on camera, though. I'm not pulling nobody up that's not on camera. You have to be on camera. Monique, I can't see your face. I can't see you. I gotta be able to see your face. Can you hear me, Monique? Okay. All right. Hey, what's your thoughts?
Hey, so I feel like, first of all, how you doing?
I'm doing
Um,
good. I'm doing great, actually.
Good. Thank you for having me up. I just want to say that I've been keeping an eye on it, and once I saw that he was gonna email it or upload his decision, I was like, that's not a good sign because I feel like if he was gonna grant it, he would have did it yesterday in court. So I kind of had a bad feeling about it. But, lo and behold, it was declined or denied or whatever. And I was already prepared. But I just want to say that, you know, them people can celebrate. That is perfectly fine. I feel like I don't understand why they're still so invested because
Monique, I'll bring you back on when your thing. I don't know if your phone went out, but let's bring up
That's
Jaquan.
right. You said it right, Joaquin.
Oh, Joaquin, sorry. What's your thoughts?
My thought on the I was in the overflow room and I heard some stuff that was going on in there, and I was like, dude seemed like he was gonna be pretty fair, but he shocked me, man. He shocked me because I thought he was gonna deal everything on facts, and it seemed like he went more to the emotional side instead of the factual side, and that ain't right.
Okay, so you viewed the hearing in the overflow room. Tell people, because I didn't think that he was gonna be fair. I was like, I don't know, because I'm looking at him, I'm listening, I'm like, I don't feel it. But tell from your POV.
Yeah, from my point of view, when I thought that Russell was trying to be more playing chess. I thought he was trying to test the judge by just objecting to stuff that I knew that he was going to overturn. I mean, overrule. I thought Russell was just doing so he can get all that stuff on the list so he can catch him slipping. But man, I know when I was in the overflow room, we was watching everything on the big screen, and the camera started doing like this, right? Every time they're doing this, you see Judge Roach up in the corner watching the film with us and everything. And everybody in the overflow room like, hey, why Judge Roach looking at everything? So every time it
Oh, so
happened three
Judge
times.
Roach was watching the thing as
Yes,
it went on.
yes, he was sitting in another courtroom or something, and he was watching the whole thing. And every time he popped up on the screen, the little police officer she'll run over there to the screen real quick and hit full screen, and then close this little window out so we won't see him no more. But he watched that whole trial. He was sitting back there in that room watching. That's why these folks crooked, man. They crooked. I hate to say it. They crooked.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do
Yep.
good in
So
the appeals court. I am not even tripping. We're gonna do good in the appeals.
yeah,
Too
I'm.
much evidence.
Like even yesterday when I was like, I think he gonna deny it or whatever. I am confident that it's gonna get overturned in appeals. Like confident.
Russell,
I
that
wasn't.
dude, y'all.
Yeah, tell him about Russell's lawyering. Like I think that's a bad mother.
Yes, he is. He that dude. Look, I'm finna go to law school myself, but Russ, that dude, man. I'm serious. He was on it, and he's so strategic, and he's straight to the point. He emotionless, except when he know they on some BS. You'll see a little and yeah. So really, but that man is smooth, man. If anything ever happened to me, I'm calling Russell. I'm calling the not guilty boys, Thelma Anderson, and King Cass. It's going down.
He said, "I got my team assembled." I
I'm
know
telling
that's
you.
right. Because yeah, Russell, like I said, he was doing some fire lawyering. Like
Yes.
I have not like he was like top tier. Like and the whole time while Russell Wilson was doing lawyering, Bill Worski was saying like little childish, slick comments.
He's
And the
so
reason why
arrogant.
I knew this judge was gonna be on BS is because every single time he would just under his breath or under like just out of the blue say little slick shit. The judge never said anything. But then
Mm-mm.
when their attorney clapped back, oh, then it's no, you guys need to stop like why you never stop Bill Werski every childish little thing that he kept saying. The whole time he was saying nothing but little childish, little slick shit, like the whole time.
And he was giggling and laughing when he was doing his testimony, sitting up there laughing, shaking his head. Yeah. Listen, but you know what? He played on the judge's heart too, though, because you know the judge had been part of that situation allegedly, where he, what they call it, he gave him a retrial, and he went back and unalived them people and stuff. And you know he was in there talking about that. That was Bill Werski was talking about when he first got they had a recess and they brought everybody back in around by 11:15. And when he came back in at 11:15, and Bill got up there, and you know Russell was trying to when he had said I object, and he don't want him to play two roles and stuff like that. He just wanted him to either do this or you do this, and the judge overruled it. That's when Bill Werski got he laughing and sniggering and started shaking his head. But
no, what he said was, I'm gonna pause you. So what he's talking about, you guys, and for the people that's not there, you got to kind of paint the picture for them, the people who wasn't there. So basically what happened was after Russell Wilson rested his case, then it was time for the state to put on their case, right?
Right.
So just like Russell Wilson was able to call lawyers and call witnesses, the state was able to call their first witness. So when it was time for them to tender who they wanted their first witness to be, they said, hey, Bill Werski, he switches off and he says, all right, now let me hand over this to Mitchell. And then he just arrogant, like super arrogant. He gets up, he takes his water bottle, he walks to the witness stand, he puts his witness down like it's his time to, testify. He goes and walks to the witness booth because they were going to call him as the first witness. So he's cocky, he's arrogant, he's full of theater. He's full of corruption and theater, right? So he does this whole dog and pony show, and he throws his water bottle on the witness stand or whatever. And then as he's doing this, Russell is like, hold on, wait. Objection, Your Honor, because he was just the advocate for the state. He can't be the advocate for the state and a witness at the same time. Like he got to choose either or. So Russell says here, he got his paper and he says, here, judge, this is my motion for objecting to him being a witness, because you got to pick. You either have one of your other team do the advocating and then you be a witness, or you be the advocate and you put on somebody else on your team. You can't have it both ways. So then Bill Werski goes, and again, he is full of theater. So he goes to the witness stand, he grabs his water bottle, he walks back up to the table, and then he looks at the judge and he says, Judge, you know me, Judge, you can trust that you would want to hear from me, Judge. I know you want to hear what I got to say, and blah, 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 blah. And he made his argument on why he should be the witness. And then he was like, yeah, we know, like you, I trust you, Judge. He said something about the judge trusting him, or the judge, some bullshit he said about trust. He was like, you trust me, Judge, da, da, da. And then Russell gave his arguments on why he felt like it wasn't right for him to testify. And then the judge looked and he was like, overruled. And then he marched over and put his water down and got in the witness box. And then he started to then you should have seen him switch from this super cocky role to this. He was like this he went, and then he was like, okay. And then when he started testifying, then he was like, okay, so he would ask him a question, and then he was like, yes. And then, there was all of these death threats, and, I covered the something 6 where they, the Texas 7 where they escaped from prison. And, it was just like a switch. And I was like, is that a personality change? Like, It was so crazy. Like you should have. It was crazy. I was like, it was like as soon as he sat down, his personality just flipped, and I was like. You don't find
Man,
that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? So yeah, so that's what he was talking about right there. Well, is there anything else you wanted to add? We have people backstage.
yeah. Last thing I want to say is how you don't grant this young man a new trial when the prosecutor sat his butt on the stage and said that the kids just seen what they seen, they saw what they saw, and they just pieced their stories together. They pieced their stories together.
Right.
So you just basically telling me they made their stories up to fit whatever you told them, basically. And y'all done convicted this young man, gave him 35 years after you just sat up here and told the judge and everybody in here watching that they just pieced their stories together.
Right.
I'm scared. I stay in this county. That's what I'm saying. I'm scared.
Yeah, it's very alarming. Very
I gotta
very alarming.
I gotta protect this one.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you.
All right, y'all. Neat.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so we have several people backstage. Monique, she got cut off. I just want you to finalize what you got to say, and then we're gonna go to the next person. I'm only pulling up people on camera. So you were saying.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I was just saying that I kind of already had a feeling because number one, when Judge Roach got recused, I was like, I saw a lot of people happy about that, but I just couldn't bring myself to be happy because I felt like it was a pump fake, and obviously it was. It was performative. That judge did not rule on that yesterday. He already had his mind up, I'm sure. He did it today. I feel like that was cowardly, but he probably did it because he didn't want black folks at the courthouse to be mad. But it is what it is. I feel like now it has to go to the appeals court, and now I am glad that now the Metcalf twins, their raging racist, vile, and misogynistic behavior is now on display because at first it was speculation. I mean, you could kind of look at them and you could tell they like trailer trash, rednecks, but we didn't have any confirmation. Now we do, and I'm glad because I saw a lot of people, including black people, sitting there having empathy for uh these twins, even after their daddy came out and stereotyped black people and called Carmelo a watermelon felon. I seen a lot of people still holding empathy for them, and I just couldn't understand it. But now we see that they say things like, I don't know if you can say it on here, but HH, KKK, kill all blacks, and they beat up. I was reading the paperwork. They beat up some girl named Ashley Jenkins. I never met a white Jenkins. I think that's a black girl.
It was a black
So
girl.
I can tell by the name. So these boys beat up black girls. And the day that they met Carmela,
They assaulted several black people, but go ahead.
yeah, so I only read about that one. I haven't watched everything or read everything, but I saw that. I'm like, so they assaulted a black girl, and I felt like they felt comfortable with bullying black people. And that day that they ran into Carmelo, they thought it was sweet, and he had to show them. And I I don't think Carmelo's fully innocent. I'm gonna be honest, but I can't be mad at a person like that dying. I can't. I'm sorry. So I do wish Carmelo the best. I wish when it comes to the appeal, it works out in his favor. But I'm just glad that we have confirmation now that those twins are not who the media has been trying to portray them to be. Because this whole time they tried to portray them as Christian, good boys, would never would have, was trying to
They
do
would
the right
never
thing.
approach him just because of his race. Or
Exactly.
no, they assaulted several people because of their race. They're freaking despicable. They're vile
They
humans. Megan Metcalf and Jeff Metcalf raised some demented kids. okay, and they're adults now. Well, Hunter is an adult now. They raised some demented individuals. Okay, they
Absolutely, and
are
I'm
truly demented.
exactly, and I'm glad that everyone gets to see it, because this whole time the media, even it's this one news station that always pops up on my feed. They are so biased. Like I had to mute them because I'm like, y'all reporting on everything that Carmelo got going on. I want to see what came out about the Metcalfs. I was finally able to find it from like your videos and other people, but just to hear that they were arrested back in elementary, like I've never seen a child at 10 years old be arrested. But for what? I mean, kids at that age, they still innocent for the most part, but not the Metcalfs, you
Not
know?
at
So
all. A little
so
thug
it
training.
absolutely. So I say, you know what, like Carmelo's still in prison for now, but at least we get to know their history. And yeah, people get to see that, Carmelo wasn't just having a bad day and decided to poke somebody. No, they approached him and they um you know they
F
effed around and
around and
found out, like you said.
found out.
So
Basically.
yeah, I'm not surprised by the ruling today, but like it's still more work to do. I hope the dream team is working. If they I hope they set up donations so people can donate, so because I heard they doing the pro bono. I hope that they just keep working for that young man, because I truly feel like he was overcharged. And the Metcalf boys, if they can keep assaulting people, assaulting their mama, assaulting their daddy, assaulting black kids, being verbally abusive to teachers, and they still, weren't held accountable, then I don't see why Carmelo's going to be sitting in jail for 35 years. So I pray that that's taken care of. But thank you for letting me up. I just wanted to get that out.
All right, thank you. The link is in the chat if y'all want to come up. Now we are about to bring up Dennis. Now, Dennis, you still on my shit list, but I'm gonna let you speak. Go ahead.
Hey, let's gonna be nice. So listen, I knew from the minute the judge ruled on the recusal that there was a problem, because the attorneys representing the Dream Team, representing Carmelo, pointed out the canon violations that the judge should have took note of. And that didn't happen. I said, okay, if the judge didn't take note of that and made it very clear that he wasn't recusing Judge Roach because of things that he was done wrong, there was a problem. Secondly, this was a long stretch anyway. That what the lawyers did was perfected the record. They got things out into the record what they didn't have beforehand. So it was an artful, it was a chess move, and the prosecutor played right into it. So the lawyers knew what they were doing. They said they wouldn't have forgot. Because look, think about this: if Roach wasn't recused, then it wouldn't have been a motion for a new trial, and you wouldn't have heard this information. Roach would have automatically said, "No, we're not. It's not going to be a new trial." But once the judge granted it, the lawyers were able to extract the things that we didn't know. We also saw what was in the mindset of Judge Roach and how he fired Derek Jackson. Something that he didn't even make a record of that. That should have been a record made of him firing Derek Jackson. So you berate the guy. They basically lined him up. It was never an intention to put him in jail. They lined him up. Wait till he got into it. So they want him not to say anything. So they put the fear of jail in him. This is how they play. They played Derek Jackson. That's why he was a little scared to say anything. The fix was already in. So when people are celebrating this new trial wasn't going to be granted, well, if you look at the judge's background, it was a long shot. This guy is a staunch Republican, and when the prosecutor kept saying, "This is how we do it," I'm like, "What are you talking about? There's procedures. So this is how we do it in Texas." So and then I just learned just now on your show that the judge was on the monitor. Was the judge that was presiding over this hearing watching the judge on the monitor, the other judge? Because I don't
normally whenever they have a Zoom feed, the judge is they know what's on the Zoom feed and they know what's going on in their court. Normally,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, of
This is
course.
the first time I knew the judge was on the monitor. I said, well, they should call him as a witness because they had an opportunity to call the judge as a witness. So
Yeah, people were saying that leaving out of the overflow room, he's not the first. That's not the first time I heard of it. But other people at the courthouse said it too. But I wanted him to clarify in his own words from his view of what he specifically saw because I didn't see it. But yeah.
Well, so and then the other thing that people don't know is this 5th District of Appeals is more left leaning, and it's an election coming up. So people got to get out and vote. They have to vote for the next judge to come in. So this right here, Collins County, I said the judge is going to deny it, especially when he didn't want to render a decision on the bench. He wanted to send it out. Well, we know that as a majority of people in that courtroom was people of color. So so why would who was he protecting? So it was just I don't think people should be celebrating on the other side that the judge denied it because it was the point of the matter is Attorney Russell Wilson was able to get information in that we wouldn't have heard. A lot of stuff I was surprised on the stuff I heard. I'm like, wait a minute. And I also, what he also did was when he put the second chair attorney on the stand, Toby Shook, he was able to extract information from both the attorneys. In my opinion, those attorneys were ineffective at counsel, and that should be another issue that they bring up during the appeal because he was able to get everyone on the record, something that he wouldn't have been able to do if they have a motion for a new trial. Things that Mike Howard said, the things that Toby Shook said, this were bad decisions. So he lined them up for a motion for a new for ineffective assistance of counsel. You guys allowed this guy to stand over your shoulder while you go over testimony? Who does that? Who has a gentleman?
Tell him every single question that you plan to ask your star witness.
Yeah, what's this gentleman agreement when you're in a murder trial? We didn't see this in the YSL. We didn't see Brian Still trying to have a gentleman's agreement with Adrian Love. As a matter of fact, he said, "I don't trust her." So how do you go in a murder trial and trust your opposition? It's nothing. At that point, it's gladiator school. And the best one comes out. And I'll tell you something. That prosecutor is a fox. He's a slippery fox. But people were able to see that. It was a lot of stuff that was happening in that courtroom that you even knew that this case was going to be decided this way. You knew this.
I knew it. I wrote a note on Gerald's notepad and I said, he's showing us how he's going to rule. It's going to get like he's going to deny it.
And you felt the energy. You saw, and it was times where Wilson was asking for this things to be overruled or sustained. And judge said, no, let it go. He just let it go. Why are you letting things that's so obvious go? Because it's my belief the fix was in. But it's still not a problem because you got the 5th District. This was a long stretch, but they got something. One thing he could go back to his client and say, we got information out that we wouldn't have gotten if we didn't get to this point. So now when they draft up the appeal, they have a lot more to put it in there. Before, the judge didn't want anything released.
And when, because I don't believe that a thug, the Hunter thug calf, because a lot of the stuff that they got in was from, because of this trial, they were able to get proprietary sealed juvenile records. So now, whenever the thug Hunter does more propensity of violence, because it doesn't, you don't just wake up overnight. We heard verdict day, he was standing on business about being in the courtroom. They didn't want him in the courtroom. And his mom was like, well, Hunter, he was letting them know that he wasn't going to miss it. And, he went off and they allowed him in the courtroom when they he wasn't supposed to be in there.
Hunter didn't testify because of this. I mean, but
I'm saying my point is Hunter's record is now on the record. And when he does more thug behavior, the arresting officers will have this transcript of court to give him the heftiest of sentence. because I believe that he'll be in his prison blues also. But go ahead, continue what you're going to say.
No, I agree with you. His record is something now that's public, and you can thank the prosecutor. Did we lose her? Am I here?
No, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Oh, okay. So the prosecutor put all his business out there, stuff that we didn't even know, especially the propensity to attack people of color. I mean, this is things that we suspected that they had an issue. We knew that they were, from the reporting, that they were bullies, but we knew this already. And there was something else that came out that I said, well, it had to have been the prosecution, because who was leaking a photo of Karmelo Anthony that was in his phone? It would only have to be the person who had the phone, which was the prosecutors. And I don't think the defense would have leaked any of those photos. So they were already playing dirty from the start. I think it was the imperfect storm.
Yeah, they were dirty from the start. It was leaks all over this thing. The Metcalf family members were violating the gag order. They wasn't getting threatened like Derek was. They wasn't getting threatened to go to jail or nothing. They are thugs, and it's sad.
And the other part that what the prosecutor was doing, he was focusing on the people in the gallery, the content creators.
The content creators, yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't a part of any, like, it was just weird. But you didn't call out the other people that were attacking you per se, and it was just weird. And interesting that person stayed away from the courthouse during this whole thing, which is, I don't know why that happened. But
they already knew what it was gonna be, child.
They knew it was going to be. And but again, people celebrating like, okay, so he didn't get a new trial. That's why you have an appeal. A lot of times this stuff is denied. They were lucky to get a recusal, because if they kept the judge on, guess what? It still would have been denied. But it would have been denied. We would have had no information. That's the beauty of recusing the judge. This judge could not ignore some of the most obvious things, like the television interview. That was the obvious. The judge couldn't get over that hurdle. He said, well, you got to go. I'm not going to dog you out. I'm not going to say that you really violated the canons, but at this point, you got to go to the side. And at that point, the attorney Wilson and the prosecutor were able to get stuff in that no one knew about. So while people are celebrating, don't celebrate just yet, because there's still another prong to go.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And you're still on my shit list.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hold on. Let me play some music for you.
All right. So, So let's resume, guys. How are y'all feeling in the chat? Can you guys still hear me? Yes. Thank you, Angela. She says, share the live. Share the live. Yes. Share the live, guys. We are here. If you guys can support the channel, I appreciate that so much. You know, they say that we monetizing off death, child. Anyways, they don't, when WFAA is reporting on the death of Austin Metcalf, they don't say WFAA is monetizing off death, even though they got you can't even go on their website without clicking all type of ads. You can't go on NBC, Fox News. You can't go on none of their websites and not click on 1,000 ads. Whenever I'm trying to read an article, I'm like clicking off of this, clicking off of that, just so that I could read the article. Okay? Just so that I could get to the information. They got the highest monetization off of tragedy and deaths and everything, but they want to make it seem like the independent bloggers, influencers, journalists that, oh, if we report on cases, if we report on tragedy, that we're trying to just monetize off of death. So is all of the local media. Like, if they're not trying to monetize and get top dollar, then take off all them damn ads on their page. Take off all the ads on their YouTube video. So, child, we got to keep the lights on, okay? Y'all see the lights keep going off. We got to keep the lights on. No, but these are wireless lights that he has in here, so that the battery, each time I change them out, they're not fully charged. So anyways, so do y'all want me to continue? Because I have so much, like so many pages of notes to go over between the crooked, corrupt stuff that was happening with this trial. I can continue to go, but I do need the support. Like, if y'all not gonna support the stream, then child, let me go enjoy my last little couple of hours in Texas, child. Okay. Y'all like support, or we got to go. But so I stopped the part that I stopped on opening statements. You said keep going, girl. Okay, so now let's go to Bill Worski's opening statements. Again, this is my Cash App. You have to spell it exactly like this. And let me read off some of the Cash Apps, actually. Let me see. Let me read off some of the Cash Apps. Thank y'all for supporting me on Cash App. Let me read through some of the Cash Apps. Oh, wow. Thank you, Miss Pooh. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, girl. Hold on. Let me look at my Cash App. Let me look at my Cash Apps. Hold on. I'm sending everybody hearts. All right, so let's see. All right, so we got a Cash App from, I think this is from yesterday. This is from today. All right, so I got a Cash App from Louise. She sent in, hold on, wait, let me go all the way up from today. Some of these are from earlier. All right, so starting off, I got a Cash App from Shanice. Thank you so much for the super chat. $10 off. Louise, $10 off, child. What? It's been a long day. Shout out to Shanice. She sends in $10. Thank you so much. Louise sends in a super chat. Thank you so much. She sent 25. Henry Mitchell sends in a super chat. Thank you so much. Tatum Swift sends in, a Cash App. Sorry. Thank you so much. I'm not going to read all of the dollar amounts from all of them, but Miss Pooh said, I'm sending you $100 for your show today. Thank you so much, Miss Pooh. Tammy says, for the culture, for news for the culture. Thank you, Tammy, for the Cash App. Portia sends in a Cash App. Thank you so much, Portia. Yolanda sends in a Cash App. She said, thank you for keeping us informed. Thank you so much. Tanya says, I appreciate all you do. Free Karmelo. Thank you so much, Tanya. LaRon, thank you. Sends in a super chat. I appreciate you, potent pandering. Okay, period. Thank you so much. Greg Stewart also sends in a super chat. Greg says, for your family and security for life. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Young sends in a I keep almost saying super chat, but Cash App. Young sends in a Cash App and says, for doing a great job as always. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. The light went out. So anyways, y'all, let's keep it going. Keep it going. I keep switching. So basically what's going on with these lights is I keep switching out the batteries, but they're not getting a full charge. So each time I put one on the charger and switch it out, like the one that I replace it with is not fully charged. You get what I'm saying? So each time I'm putting like partially charged battery in there and they keep going off. So anyways, somebody said denied. You late, baby. You late. Late news. we already went over that, child. Late news. If they keep going out, I'll go get my lights out of my car because I brought my own lights also. So I'll go get my lights out of the car actually because they plug into power. I wonder if he has a cord for these lights. Hold on, let me check. Is there a cord to the outlet? Let me see if there's a cord instead of me switching it out. All right. So, anyways, please like the video, share the video. Let's read this from Autumn. Thank you, Autumn, for chiming in. Autumn says, I can't speak for anyone else, but I definitely do not support their past actions. It's hateful and not okay. I also don't think it means that he deserved to die. I realized he shoved him, but all the witnesses did testify that there was no jumping, and I just don't believe 20 plus people are all lying. Why would the adults, a few African Americans themselves, lie? Also, I can't imagine getting all those teenagers to remember all of those details under oath on the stand, under pressure. Not one would trip. I can't see the whole thing. I don't know what else she said. Thank you for chiming in. If you listen to what the kids said, they all go to school together. They're all friends. Whenever something happens, it's not hard to create a narrative with your friends. The thing that they testified to and the facts that they all can come to agreement with is, number one, Karmelo did not speak to the twins first. He did not say anything to them first. Okay? They approached him first. And matter of fact, Austin and Hunter was a few bleachers down. They walked up the bleachers so that they can approach him, get in his face, etc. Now, the testimony of the kids, okay, because you're like, oh, I don't know how 20 people could lie. Well, what we can rely on is what Hunter said. The same day, it was either the same day that this happened or the next day. Hunter went on live. Not one of those kids got up there and said that Hunter, it was not clear that Hunter started it. In the interview, Hunter said, I started it and I said something to him first. Austin came in to finish it. Austin grabbed Karmelo's backpack and then he shoved him, and Karmelo, all of the kids can agree that Karmelo didn't speak to him first. So the notion that all of the kids got on the stand and said who provoked, and they said Karmelo because Bill Werski asked them that, you would have to understand how Bill Werski is in court. Bill Werski is a big, slimy bully. He tried to bully the attorneys on the stand. Even yesterday, him and Toby Shook kind of had to raise their voice, these best friends, because he was trying to bully him to say what he wanted him to say on the stand. So in order for you to understand why 20 kids would all say that Karmelo provoked, even though the actual actions of Karmelo doesn't show that he provoked anything. In order for me to provoke you, I need to be the one that's getting in your face. I need to be the one that's pushing you. How the hell did I provoke you when I'm staying seated in my whole seat? So from y'all logic, y'all are saying, because the kid said he provoked, then that means that he provoked them. And you're ignoring the actions. How do you ignore the actions of what happened and just take the fact that 20 people got bullied by Bill Werski on the stand into saying something? Now, I will say that 2 of them did say at the police station the day that it happened that they felt like Karmelo provoked it. I will say that did come out in testimony that 2 of them did say that it to the police. However, the 20 people saying and reciting that don't move me. I was in court. I saw Bill Worski in action. He's performative. He's a big bully. Okay. And he's very, very like condescending, and he's very like a particular way when he is cross-examining people. I'm listening to what happened. Y'all listening to them say buzzwords. I'm listening to them describe what happened. When they described what happened, Karmelo didn't provoke shit. And if Mike Howard was a great, competent attorney, he would have, the same points that I'm pointing out, he would have pointed that out in testimony. He didn't. That's why a lot of people think that they were in on it. They were in on the fix, because it don't make sense how they didn't bring it back to self-defense. But the fact that they said 20 people said something, child, we don't this is the order. So let me show y'all. Dennis Byron just sent it in, even though Dennis Byron is still on my shit list. Still on my shit list, Dennis, but thank you. This is the order. This is the order. Hold on. This is the actual order of the denial. Let me show it to y'all. One second. Let me put it on the screen. Hold on, I'm about to put it on the screen. It's just a picture of the order. One second, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. I'm about to put it on the screen. I don't know where my other logo is, even though Dennis sent this, but we try and put a logo real quick. Anyways, here, let me just do this. Oh, well. All right. So let's, hold on. Where's my other logo? Okay, it's just the order, so I'm about to put it on the screen for y'all. Dennis, you know I had to give you a lashing real quick. But hold on. All right. Thank you. This is brought to you by Dennis Byron. Dennis Byron sent this in. This is the official order. Okay. This is the order denying the new trial. So as you can see right here, it says on August 20th through 21st, 2026, came on to be heard defendant's motion for new trial. Upon reviewing the motion, the record, the evidence and arguments, the briefs, and the relevant case law, the court has determined that the motion should be denied. It is therefore considered ordered and adjudged by the court that the motion for new trial is denied. All right. So that was Michael Chitty, the senior district judge. So that was from him, and this is the actual order that it says. Somebody said, that's it? Well, girl, yes, that's it. That's all they needed was that little piece of paper. Thank you so much, Monica, for the super chat. Somebody said, get a Venmo. I know, I need to. Sorry. Oh, wait, how do I go back to the live comments? She said, there must have been something said prior because Karmelo Anthony did say, touch me and find out. That was the prosecution basis for fighting the self-defense. I think they could lie. I just don't think no one cave or trip under pressure if lying. Although I completely understand what you're explaining, but that was more so in response as I've seen many people accuse them of lying after the trial. I do wonder what else we don't know considering what just came out. Yeah, so I think, you know, number one, I believe that they lied, but I also, a big part of it is when you're a lawyer, it is the lawyer's job to extract that information. If these kids are saying inconsistent things, the lawyers were not able to confront them with the bad acts of Austin to call them out on being liars because they had this gentleman's agreement. So if I have this agreement that it just goes to under the tent and these kids are acting or they're saying certain stuff, he can't confront the other kids that was a part of the jumping with, a part of the, not the jumping of anything at the track meet, but the jumping that took place at the basketball game or the other violence at the track meet. He's not able to confront them with these things and call them out on their BS because they have this bogus agreement. So it's up to the lawyers to extract this information and call them out for being liars, and the lawyers didn't do that. So, you know, that's that on that. But let's see. I feel like at this point, we should probably do a part 3 video because I need to get some food. It's 5 o'clock. I have not eaten anything. Somebody said, keep grasping for them straws, Shaniqua. Child, I'm not grasping for straws. The person that was, never mind. I'm not going to be that evil. Because I was going to say the person that was, never mind. I'm not going to be that evil, and I'm not going to stoop to your level, Jim. Because if we're going to be talking about grasping for anything, never mind. But anyways, I do want to continue, guys. I do want to continue, but it's 5 o'clock. I have not eaten anything all day. I want to eat real quick. I want to get some food real quick. I want to, then I'll come back. All right. I'll come back and finish my live, whether it be back where I'm staying at, or if I'm still able to use here, I'll continue the live, but I need to go eat, y'all. I need to go eat, make some phone calls, handle some stuff, and I'll be back. So I'll come back.